Welcome back, everybody, to Grand Tactician, the Civil War. I'm Grumpy Grandpa Gaming, and this is episode 9 of our Rebel Spring of 64 campaign in version 1.12. So before we do any further, I do have another viewer unit to add here. And they are down... Where's the Army Transmiss? Oop. And we have the 5th Cottonmouths out of Mississippi. This actually is a freshly raised unit. They are a draft brigade. So they are a full strength unit for right now. I've never raised a draft brigade before because they do tend to drag down state support, but I did need the extra numbers in this army. So they are currently on their way to Liddell's division of the District of Western Louisiana to help us push into trying to help us retake New Orleans. So it take about 17 days for them to get into the army from standing up to arrival. Alright, moving on from there. Last episode, we did see another battle outside of Richmond, Battle of Rockets Landing. As the Federals had just taken the Drury's Bluff garrison. So we did beat them back, but we're still besieging the garrison itself. And 18th Corps is pulling back, not sure to where. We got 10th Corps on the move just outside the city at West Point Bridge. As soon as Longstreet's Corps finishes their retreat up towards Fredericksburg, I'll be sending them back down to engage this Corps. And it looks like George Thomas might be on his way back to Chattanooga again, but I'm not sure about that. Not Chattanooga, back down to Atlanta. I got to move on Chattanooga. Radius is not high enough for that. Looks like he's Army of Cumberland's moving back in, and that's George Thomas's command, so he might be coming back for some more. I don't know yet. And we are slowly pushing down the road here into what town is this? Opelousas. Hopefully we'll be there in the next few days and begin moving up. Reconsolidate the army and get it moving on into New Orleans, hopefully unmolested, but I doubt that's going to happen. And our fleet did get kicked out of Biloxi because Union Corps moved past, so we lost control of that. So they're on their way back to Mobile to get the readiness back up as they're out of ammunition. Once they're ready to go again, we'll get them back in the water. I think that covers everything for right now, so I'll be back. Alright, it's now May 19th. Moved exactly one day forward. The Kanawha Division has actually snuck back into the state. Looks like we actually have another combat here. It played just at the right time. So, a few things happening here in Virginia. Kanawha Division snuck in. And they're right now on their way to Gordonsville. So I gave orders for Stewart's cavalry to go and engage that division, as we do have them outnumbered. So hopefully we catch them out pretty good. It looks like 10th Corps has decided to come in and start another combat. And I don't understand why. Butler is not making a good choice on this one. He's got 13,100 infantry and 45 guns. And he's going up against 31,928 infantry and 129 guns. I'm not sure the thought process on this one. I'm really not. But hopefully this gives us a chance to basically wipe this Corps out. Yeah, that's basically just the size of a plussed up division for the most part. So, obviously we're going to take this fight. I will see you all on the other side of the load screen. Well, welcome to the battle, or second battle of Rockets Landing. So, we are on the defensive. We have to hold Mechanicsville. We do have 2 defensive points here. As you can see, I got a ton of engineering points. I built a line of entrenchments running basically along my front on some rolling hills here. Some very good coverage with our artillery and infantry. I do have Ransom's command on the field right now, with 2nd and 3rd Corps Army of Northern Virginia arriving within 2 hours. The Federals only have the 1 Corps, as I said, with 13,000 men, and they're arriving up here at Hawes Store, so they actually have to march the entire length of the map. And it's already 1800, so we're looking at probably midday of the second day of the battle actually having some action. So normally I wouldn't build entrenchments like this, but I did have the points, and I'm just looking to do as much damage to the Federal Corps without receiving damage in return. So hopefully I have a setup that will allow that. So, like I said, this is it. Straightforward, simple. This is more of a skirmish in the grand scheme of things, but a number of troops involved. So, I'll come on back in once the Federals either decide to make the attack or fall back. Alright, we moved into day 2. Still I'm deciding on the Federals, and my other 2 corps arrived. So, I put everybody onto the line where I could fit them. Minus 2 divisions sitting reserve back here, and Johnson's division, which is going to come down here along Chickahominy Creek and cover these crossing points down here. Actually, probably move a 2nd division down this way. So we do have all this covered with entrenchments. I don't expect the AI to make an assault at that. I expect it to try and use the crossing points down here along the Chickahominy. So we're going to cover down on those. I leave my divisions up here on the dry ground and allowing the Federals to try and... This is all marsh down here. Marsh and swamp. So if they do come down here firing up from these heights down on the low ground, should be able to do that with 1 or 2 divisions, even if they are under strength. So once again, we're just going to sit here and wait for the Federals to show up. Alright, it's 0930 and the Federals are... got to slow this down. Coming in along several points on the line. It looks like they were scouting for any point they could attack. So they're actually down here, over here. This brigade was just up here. So it looks like they have found the weakest point of my line, as I was still trying to build breastworks over here. And we'll continue building them. Yeah, it looks like they're all pushing in this way. Yep, here comes the rest of them. And there's a lone brigade right up here. All the sprites are a little messed up right now, as I did have the game running at 20 speed while I was waiting for them to show up. I gave you orders to push on these breastworks. Get on those breastworks. Yeah, you see all the sprites are messed up here. Like I said, that's just from me having everything running so fast. What are these skirmishers doing? Right now, I think they're actually doing more damage to me than I am to them, but if I charge this brigade forward to push them back, this, I'm gonna get caught in the fire from this brigade. That's gonna be even more casualties. Like, we just gotta sit here and take it for right now. Let's get you on counter battery fire before you get batteried out. you got the range fan hit them too. You have infantry to your front. And Hildebrand, let's bring your battery down here to give a hand with this artillery. You guys stop digging and deal with this. Skirmisher should have been seen off already. My skirmishers sure as hell don't sit there and take fire like that without basically getting murdered. You guys get your counter battery orders? Yes. Why are you firing at the skirmishers? Fire at them. Time to give the AI a fit. Ready to start pushing across Chickahominy down here. How the hell these guys are standing out here in the open and just taking this is beyond me. They're doing as much damage to us as we are to them, just with these skirmishers. Seen one brigade off up here. Yeah, I don't see the AI coming forward in the general assault. I really don't. There's just no way it's hitting these lines and surviving. Plus it keeps sending skirmishers forward like this and try to bleed me out that way, which it could do. These skirmishers are sucking up a lot of ammunition. Drake. He's he's going to rejoin his troops. I thought he'd have this little gap here in the line, so I pulled that battery out. I thought he was going to make an attempt for it. He crosses back over the stream here. I'm going to start pulling some artillery out along the heights over here. There's their brigade coming forward. Yes, there is. You know what? I think I'm a little too far back on this slope is my problem. I don't have really good firing lines, actually. Yeah, that's my issue right here. I'm a little too far back on the slope. I'm not really getting a good... Even though it shows a good line of sight with the range fans, it's really not a good firing position at all. These guys are in canister range, and they're really not being hit by canister. They are going to come up in a general assault. Not building those works. Not the most exciting battle in the world, but they are doing quite a bit of damage to me, more than I expected. Excuse me. This brigade's getting ripped down pretty fast. We actually have a good slope of fire right here. It's this hill. The way it's sloped right here, I should have the works built up here. That's where the issue is. Ramser does not have... No, holy crap, he's at 245 casualties already. We got you pulled off the line. I could have told you I ordered you to move up a bit more here. Where the hell is that battery coming from? Some skirmishers and go hit them. We're not letting them get to the fight. Looks like they just noticed the arrival of these boys. You're missing a brigade. Where the hell is it? Why the hell is he still back there? Ugh. And same with you, you left one brigade behind. Jenkins, push forward, hit them. boys at medium range since that's where you do your best work. Oh, there was an infantry brigade there. Okay. Where were you boys hiding? Why the hell am I getting fallback orders? I need advance orders. There we go. It's not going to work. Where the hell are you guys going? I told you to charge a detachment. What the hell? Very good. Hit them in the rear. Retreating artillery's messing with them. Taking a lot more casualties than it really should have on this fight. Like I said, this was just piss poor planning on my part over here on the ridge line. Double time, if you would please, gentlemen. And they really focused down that battery. I didn't even notice. Pull you boys away from that mess. Alright, let's go get them. It's time to end this. They're getting ready to break anyway. Honestly, I don't know why the Federals have not called a retreat yet. Way too many casualties on my part. Probably should have done that sooner. And of course, these units are refusing to break. The battle's lost. It's been lost since it started, and they're still staying on the field. And they finally ordering withdrawal. It looks like they finally ordered it. Totally forgot about these skirmishers up here. Very good. Took down that battery. Let's get that's a detachment. I'm not worried about them, but there they go. Finally ordered the retreat. Yeah, way bloodier than this should have been. Especially for my defensive positions. It shouldn't have been this bloody. At least not for me. Speed this up a bit here. Trying to see if we can get this last set of guns here, which I don't even think they're carrying any guns. They're probably just falling back. They're carrying a gun. You boys are leaving that behind. There we go. The gun belongs to me now. Yeah, speed this up. I got no cavalry to chase anybody down with. So yeah, like I said, this was a failure on my point because I didn't have these breastworks. Should have been built more along this line here, along the line of my cursor. So I didn't have the field of view I thought I had. Alright, victory at 2nd Rockets Landing. We lost 1,991 of our 31,906 infantry, 12 of our 129 guns because that one battery did break. Total loss of 2,122 of our 33,816 men. Like I said, this battle was a lot bloodier than it should have been for us. We took down 3,300 of the 14,000 infantry from 10th Corps, 40 of their 55 guns, total of 3,800 of their 15,000 men. And I don't believe we had any viewer units that took part in the fighting, so we're just going to see if we got any of their officers. We didn't lose anybody in this fight. Let's see if we got any of theirs. Did not look like it. No, we wounded Playstead. And Captain Whedon. That's about it. Alright. Closed out of here. And I will see you all at the newspaper screen. Our victory at 2nd Rockets Landing. The enemy has reportedly suffered total casualties of 3,710 men. There of 640 killed and 1,856 captured. Didn't think we captured that many. Our casualties total 2,122 men with 454 killed, 351 missing, and the rest wounded. Captured 1,900 rifles and 21 guns from the field and sent 1,754 soldiers off to our prison camp. So we actually captured almost as many men as we lost. That's the majority of their casualties. Like I said, we took a lot more in that battle than we should have, mostly because I did not place my works in a better position. Just a few more yards forward and they probably would have had perfect sighting down that slope. Yeah, I'm just a little too far back. Alright, let's get this one rolled off. So we only moved the game by 1 day. And our next action, unless they retreat, should be the Cavalry Corps catching up with the Kanawha Division over here. That's the army to James off the peninsulas. I wonder if I can move against Fortress Monroe safely. And again, we take Fortress Monroe, the AI just magpies on that fortress for some reason. It's like, do or die, keep it. Who's this? 7th Corps is coming through Little Rock now, heading towards my fort at Tate's Bluff. We got to continue pushing on New Orleans. We can deal with them later. And have we flipped Jacksonville? Not yet, but we are working on it. Okay. And this right here, I think it changed hands right as the AI was trying to burn it down, so it's like stuck in a constant burn down icon. Let's see if we can catch this core out. It does not look like 10th core retreated too far. And County Division's retreating away. Okay. They do not want that fight. Longstreet push up to Manassas Junction. I need to see what's back here. We really don't know what's going on back there. So, looks like we're going to be quiet for a few more days here. I'm going to keep this episode rolling along as that was not a very long fight. Took longer than it should have, but it still wasn't too long, so I'll be back. Alright, looks like we have another engagement going on here, and the Cavalry Corps has met up with 6th Corps. It looks like at Fredericksburg, as I was moving the Cavalry Corps back. Looks like they snuck a corps in on us. So we got 6th Corps and the Army of Washington, all under command of James Stedman, with 23,222 infantry and 16 guns, going up against the Cavalry Corps, 2nd and 3rd Corps, which are 20 hours away. With 22,053 infantry, 11,529 cavalry, and 69 guns. For some reason, even though Longstreet is in reinforcement range, is not part of this battle. Which I really do not understand. It's 0800 now. The Cavalry Corps has got to hang out for the day, hopefully, until reinforcements arrive. So they'll be arriving overnight into the morning hours, hopefully. I don't know why 1st Corps is not going to be there, but even if we lose this fight, 1st Corps will be here and able to take them on again right afterwards, as their morale should be low even if we do lose this one. So we're definitely taking this. Just got to see if I have 1 Corps in the field, the other's 10 hours away. We outnumbered, but we might be able to do it. We'll see what it looks like when we get on the map, because right now it looks like the reinforcements are 10 hours away. They do have us outnumbered, but I might be able to get rid of this 1 Corps before the other one shows on the field. So I'll see you on the other side of the load screen. Welcome to the Battle of Fredericksburg. Once again, it's just a Cavalry Corps on the field right now. And my reinforcements are arriving in 14 hours, so it'll be arriving overnight. And the Federals, their reinforcements are arriving in 3 hours, so I do not have the 10 hours that I thought I had. So what we're going to do right now is, the objective point's right here, so I'm going to send the cavalry up immediately, get them dismounted, loose order, and set up defensively along the edge of this tree line here, holding the point. It should give us some time and allow their morale to drop, as they're coming over here. They got to cross the rivers to get to us. I do not believe I could get up into town fast enough to block them from crossing, even if they are deployed on that side of the river, which I don't know if they are or not. I don't think I can get there fast enough to prevent the crossings. I could try, but it's doubtful. Oh, is it worth the effort? Yeah, you know what? We're going to try. I'm going to immediately start moving 2 of my divisions forward if we can grab the crossing points before they get to them. Because they don't have many options in the way of crossing points. These pontoons are not built. We've seen the AI use unbuilt pontoons to cross before, even though it's supposed to be patched out a while back. So these are not in their deployment zones. They're not built. They're there. You can see them, but they're shadow, so they're not built. I don't think, yeah, here and here, and the dam up here, where they can cross at, and all the way back here at Scott's Ford. But I don't think we can push up here fast enough. That's a big distance. Yeah, I'll give orders for one division to head up that way. And if we get there in time, we get there in time. If not, I'll just pull them back here with the rest of the corps. So I'll be back once I have contact with the Federals. All right, it's 10:12 in the morning, and I did win the race to the crossing points. As I said, these are only valid crossing points the AI has up here, though it looks like it glitched out and tried coming down to this pontoon bridge over here and is now... I don't know what to say. It's just kind of like trying to march everybody across the river right here, and they can't go anywhere. So I do have one division of cavalry heading that way right now. I left my other two divisions up here building breastworks to cover on these crossing points because their reinforcing corps is on the way. And I do have my one battery of artillery heading up this way also to fire into these boys. One thing I noticed, and I've been seeing it in all of my battles so far since the last update, is division commanders are not keeping up with their troops at all. Their pathfinding is a little messed up. So it's been actually affecting the morale of my troops this entire time. I started out with over 70 morale in this battle, and it steadily dropped because none of my division commanders could stay on top of their men. So my morale's almost down to the Federals' morale. But my plan for right now is, and once again, the charge icon is stuck on my cavalry, is put these boys in loose order and just move them over here to the edge of the cliffs here and fire across into the Federals. They're nicely massed up. So we should be able to do a fair amount of damage to them. So they have way more troops than we do, so I'm more than willing to cheese this one out a little bit. Be a few more minutes before I'm in position, so once I'm ready to go, I'll come back in. So it's 10:42, and we have started the fighting. I do have Wickham's brigade with their Enfield musketoons on the cliffs right now, firing into all these brigades. We did take a kind of heavy beating on the initial volley, as for some reason, even though I had him dismounted in loose order, and basically right here, he decided to send his men forward on horseback. In order to prevent that happening with Lomax's brigade, I just give him advance orders, so it'll be a little bit before he's in range. And over here on this front, I actually did send Gordon's brigade forward to go take this entry point right here, which is one of the two that the Federals have. This way I force the other corps to come in right here, and I know exactly where they're coming from. Put you boys down, there we go. Yeah, we already got them over 600 casualties to my 200 in the brigade. So this fight, even if they don't break and retreat, we should have a very good casualty outcome for us. Especially once these boys get their revolving Colts up into the fracas here. If they have them, I'm not sure they're going to have the range to get over to these guys, but we'll see. Basically firing at everybody, that's fine. Yeah, this is all because the AI glitched out and tried to come use a crossing point that doesn't exist. And looks like we took out somebody's command staff over here. Move up at the double, please. I'm actually wondering, probably too late to do this. I probably could have sent the other two divisions across the river over here and come up behind this group. But I don't need them caught across the river when their reinforcements arrive. What are you boys doing? Why'd they stop? There we go. Wickham's taking all the casualties, get all the glory, too. Yeah, we got them over 1,500 casualties. Look at that. Wow. Just this one brigade is doing all that damage. Bring you boys up here, see if we can't get some canister fire in there. Well, you boys have the range. Doesn't look like it. Maybe? I honestly can't tell. No, we're not. We're going to be right outside of range. This is a massacre. This is what the last battle should have been. The hell are you boys doing? Get on the damn fence. When they have these parade ground antics. At least they're not being fired at. That's a good thing. They'd be taking a lot of casualties right now. With this charge icon stuck, I really can't force them forward. There we go. There we go. Get your way to fire in there, boys. Look at that. Look at them leveled up already. I think it's Stormers. Yep. Loose formation fighting. There we go. a.o.m had a different name for it. They did rename some of them. Gonna miss having that mod. It actually prevented a lot of this stuff from happening. $2,700 casualties are up to 19% of the force. And the reinforcements haven't even arrived yet. But I'll take it. I mean, they outnumber us so heavily, I will take whatever damage I can do to them right now. Did I delay their reinforcements? 19 hours I delayed them by take... Alright, perfect. So by taking this point, which is where the Army of Washington was going to enter from, I've delayed them by 19 hours. We're going to stop you guys from building these right now and start crossing. You guys finished yet? No. What you doing? Stop building. Stop building. It is time. You guys just finished. Nope, about finished. Let's get these guys stop building. Get these two divisions across the river. Go see if we can't bag up that core. Probably should just order the brigade separate. It's going to take a while for those divisional orders to get there. Yeah, look how fast these guys are leveling down. They're not even taking any return fire for the most part. Yeah, it looks like they're starting their withdrawal. Need some better carbines for these guys. These revolving carbines just do not have a lot of range. A lot of fire, but not a lot of range. He's had almost 500 casualties, but the amount of casualties I've laid out, I'm not complaining. They're at 4,200 right now. That's 30% of their force. We're about to move this into a major victory. Look at that. They're starting to bug their way across. Look at that. Those two divisions are across the river. I'll move them at the double. Gonna try and see if we can bag all these troops. Yep, we already moved into a major victory, but their morale is not broken yet, even with all the casualties. That many casualties, their morale should be busted. Yeah, it looks like they're starting their withdrawal. Okay. My cavalry's not going to be there in time. Dispatch orders are just arriving. They actually got there fairly quickly, but still. You know, they take a forever retreating off the field, which it looks like they're going to be doing. We might be able to do a lot more damage to these boys. Rate of fire slowed down a lot. Boys back up. The rate of fire's really gone down. And these boys are no longer in range. I gotta get rid of these revolving Colts. So goes down, so you don't take extra casualties you don't need to. Looks like my sound's starting to glitch out. There they go. Oh, we got 1 hour to chase them down, so I might be able to get my cavalry in on them. Yeah, I'm at 5,000 casualties. Yeah, my sound's all glitched. That's not cool. Horses might be tired before we get there, but we're going to try. Look at that. My division commanders are not even keeping up with their own troops. This is bad. So that's been like that since this game updated, really. It's not good. Speed this up just a bit here. Running too fast, we'll lose control. Ignore them, go after them. You know, it's once you get one initial charge out of the way, you get rid of that charge icon, comes off its stuck status. These boys we can bag up. Basically just wipe this corps out from being an effective fighting force. They basically should be surrendering en masse right now. I don't know why they're not. Get after them, damn it. Yeah, all these brigades, this entire force should have just surrendered to us. I know the devs prevent things like that happening unless the morale's really low, but I mean, this corps is done. Look at that, we just wiped that battery out en masse and they didn't surrender. I know it's a little boring, but we are just trying to do as many casualties as possible right now. That is the whole goal for all these initial battles until I can retake the offensive. Yeah, retreat. This is how far they'll go to keep you from running down all the troops. They'll actually let them cross the river where there's no crossing point. Get them up to 50% casualties. Damn near. You guys are still chasing down this one brigade at least. Not stopping. Right there. Keep on them. Want that 50% casualties. There we go. 50% of their fighting force taken down. I think my prison camps are about to get very crowded. Let's speed this up along. Let's speed this along. Really not catching too many more of them. right. Little boring. I'm not gonna say a little boring, quite a bit boring. But we did a lot of damage. I mean, and this was a straight up glitch on the AI's part, because they were trying to cross where there's no crossing point, which just allowed me to wreak havoc on their force. But it makes up for that last battle where we should have done a lot more damage than we did, and took a lot more than we should have received. So this more than makes up for that one. So we took down 7,500 of their 14,000 infantry. We got all 15 of their guns. Total loss of 8,500 of their 14,000 men. Cut that corps down by half. And we lost 533 men basically out of the one brigade. The other brigade took 20 somewhat casualties. So, not a bad day's work. Unless a lot of these men are dead, they're mostly wounded, hopefully. We'll get a big chunk of them back. Let's save this real fast and go see if we got any other officers, since we don't have any viewer units in this force either. They're all in Longstreet's corps, which is, he's not bringing his men out to fight. Reinforcing why I dislike the man. Alright, 6 corps who we were fighting. Let's see. Opening that division. So we wounded Brigadier General Tompkins. We killed 2 officers, Major General Wright and Major General Getty. And captured Brigadier Neal. So 2 major generals died in this battle. Wow. 2 division commanders. That's a big deal. And Army Washington never made it to the field. And we didn't lose anybody wounded, I don't think. We only 2 brigades were fighting. It wasn't Hampton, that was... Fitzhugh's division? Yeah, so we lost 82 killed from Wickham's brigade, 365 wounded, 66 of them went missing. Total loss of 513 of his men. I mean, for the amount of damage they put out there, I'm not going to complain about that. It's a big hit for the 1 brigade, but it's survivable. Lomax lost 3 dead, 15 wounded, 2 missing for a total of 20. Total loss of 533 men for us, and no officers wounded. All right, we'll get closed out of here, and I will see you all at the newspaper screen. All right, the Battle of Fredericksburg, actually, we'll just call this the Massacre of Fredericksburg, has ended. The Army of Washington, which was not on the field, it was 6th Corps, retreating in panic. I think Army of Washington's name is here because it should have been their commander in charge, but he wasn't on the field. The Emmys reportedly suffered total casualties of 8,146 men. There were 731 killed, 3,667 captured. Our casualties total 533 men with 85 killed, 68 missing, and the rest wounded. We captured 5,500 rifles and 7 guns from the field and sent 3,622 soldiers off to our prison camps. That is a disgusting number. Hold on here. Yeah, that is 15 casualties for every one of mine. Wow. That is lopsided. Colonel Brown loses face. Colonel loses face. The damn commander should have lost face. That's disgusting. They're blaming this on a brigade commander. The army commander should be the one losing face on that one. That's disgusting. Let's get this one rolled off. You'll see how we're doing down in Florida and then over in Louisiana. We should have flipped Jacksonville by now. There we go. We do have Jacksonville now, so I am not going to take on Fort Clinch. There's really no need to. I mean, because of that, they're holding the port here. Is Fernandina really worth it, though? Now, Pensacola is going to be a tougher nut to crack, so yeah, let's build a depot here. It's right at the top of a rail line too, which works out for 5.8 million to build that. We'll get that depot built, and then we'll take on the fort here. With that depot there, we can basically stay in that siege indefinitely. It looks like all the troops for District Gulf have arrived. Those are all the garrison soldiers I found, so I'll start combining them down. And it looks like the Army headquarters and District of Indian Territory have made to Brashear City. I left the Cavalry Corps up here because they're still recovering from that fight. I mean, they lost a lot of troops in that battle. It's taken forever for my 2 infantry corps to arrive. Army Gulf is there right now, 1,400 men in the command staff. I don't know where the rest of their troops are. These guys are trading, which means there's no supplies in the area, so I got to move through fast. Well, if it's only the command section here, we're risking it. We are running these boys into New Orleans. We have to risk it. There's not enough supplies here to keep all these troops supplied up for us. It's not in the area. Take you off of scout and get you moving a little bit faster, Price. Kirby, go with. I don't have a lot of rail power here. I only got 46 rail capacity in total. That's half of that is just to move the Cavalry Corps, which is 3,900 men. So I'm not going to be able to move the infantry using the rail lines. That is not good. And if we can successfully bring the New Orleans campaign to a conclusion with only that one fight, I'll be happy. And it looks like we might have done it. We are in New Orleans, ladies and gentlemen. Hell yes. Getting this port reopened is going to be massive. I'm not going to bother with the fortifications down here. They're just going to be too much for me to crack. It's too late to really start turning these 2 corps around. And I want to avoid the fort at Port Hudson here. What is that? Fort Desperate. I want to avoid that. You could take Baton Rouge and still avoid the fort. All right, boys. Enjoy your time in New Orleans. You deserve it. And it looks like they are... thought they were going to be making another push on Atlanta, but looks like these corps up here are recovering also. Looks like they're moving quite a bit into the area. Which is good for us because our corps is still down in yellow and orange, so we'll get back up to green raiders for the next battle. How's 4's doing? We're going to lose this siege. It went back in their direction. Yeah, we're not going to win this siege. How many men are in 16th Corps detachment? Come on. Give me some intel here. 11,000 men, 15 guns. What do I got here? 8,000 men, 43 guns. That'll be a fight we can handle. But let's pause this here. I got to restructure the District of the Gulf anyway. So I think it's a very good place to end this episode. One bad battle, one massacre of a battle. And New Orleans is about to fall into our hands. So once again, if you're a new viewer, return viewer, if you're not yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. If you do, remember to hit that bell icon to alert the next video comes out. like a brigade in one of my armies, please let me know in the comments below. Type of unit, state it's from, weapons, uniforms, officers, and I'll oblige on all counts if possible. I can't guarantee everything. And I will see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.